So in 1 Kings chapter 21, verse 25, it says, "But there is no one like Ahab, who sold himself to do wickedness in the sight of the Lord, because Jezebel, his wife, stirred him up." Of course, the spirit of Ahab can affect a man or a woman. So here we go. They often have a position of influence. They could have money, they could have power. They do not like to be confronted or to have confrontations. They allow ungodly behavior and decisions because of fear of conflict. They're going to date or marry people with the Jezebel spirit, narcissistic, and they're going to let them take charge and run the show. They're a weak spiritual leader. They tolerate sin. They have a strong desire to make everybody happy. They're afraid of being rejected and alone. Do not like taking responsibility for things that turn out bad, but they might eventually do that. They're going to feel more secure being married to someone who will get them what they want. They'll compromise on their sexual purity in relationships. Often Jezebel will seduce and so forth. Expecting bad things to take place. They avoid telling people to behave godly, and they're passive. They put up with evil behavior. If someone's angry with them, then they often will believe that it must be their fault. They believe it is their duty to make everyone happy and comfortable. Believe what others say about them. If they say you're not a good person, then oftentimes they'll believe it. Now, they have a challenge making decisions. They believe that you should always act happy in spite of hardships. They'll always feel a failure, unaccepted and insecure. And their happiness and their peace, oftentimes it's based on current circumstances and how loved or affirmed or accepted that they feel. Now, they'll give away power in order for other people to validate their identity and to tell them who they are. They're going to fear abandonment, and they're going to become oftentimes clingy or needy or helpless. They never take up their God-given freedom, and they refuse to step up and become assertive, command respect. Usually, they don't forgive themselves, and they oftentimes have issues with God. They can be overly merciful and see the best in everyone, overlooking evil and then tolerating that evil. And they'll forgive others too quickly without making them aware of their offenses. They'll do anything to gain acceptance. They can let their spouse walk all over them. They're going to have typically a lower self-esteem, try to gain ground by winning acceptance, and they'll do a lot of sins through just of omission. They won't actually commit, but they'll allow things to happen and not step up. So I have a book actually called Waking the Lion Within that deals with that